Hi, I'm Adam Fergie and I'd like to introduce you to Flattening the Curve, our specialist change communications model that focuses on a passion for people and keeps your stakeholders informed, engaged and motivated through change. Now, whether we like it or not, we are constantly going through change, and never more so than right now. And likewise, change is also affecting the way we do business. But regardless of current circumstances, businesses are always changing anyway, or at least they should be. Businesses should always be looking to change, they should be looking to adapt to customer needs, they should be embracing technology and reorganising in preparation for the future. So businesses have two choices. They can either embrace change or they can resist it. To my mind, the type of businesses that embrace change are far better suited, far better adapted, and they can evolve better to change, and they can take advantage of the opportunities that change brings. If you want to read more about different approaches to change, then why not take a look at my blog, Adapting to Change, on our blogs page. Now, there are several change models out there, all having their own merits, their own pros and cons, but some I find a little too rigid when you're dealing with people and personalities, so I tend to favour the Kubler-Ross change curve. This is your basic U-shaped change journey, which you may be familiar with. It understands the basic change path we all go through, but also appreciates that we go through it at a different pace and experience the key stages of denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then finally acceptance, all to very different degrees depending on our own circumstance and perspectives. Now, it's clearly preferable to avoid your people falling too deeply into the depression stage, or indeed spending too much time there. So when I'm asked what is my primary objective as a change communication specialist, I tell my customers that it is to flatten the curve, to support people through change and to keep them engaged and motivated throughout. So why is communication so important to change? Well, if you don't take your key stakeholders on the change journey with you, then change will never happen. They need to be informed and prepared. They need to know what the changes are, they need to know why the changes are happening, and they need to know what to do in preparation. But most importantly of all, they need to become advocates for change so that they can help you drive change throughout your business. So how do we communicate well through change? Well, in my experience, there are two key areas where organisations fail to communicate well. Firstly, they tend to communicate only when they feel they have something to say and when they have 100% of the detail. But this is a mistake and can lead to delay and disengaged audiences. You see, organisations are bad at keeping secrets, so you can be sure that your people know change is coming. But they will fill any communications voids with what I call FUD, which is fear, uncertainty and doubt. And this will lead to speculation and gossip and all-round instability. So it is critical that you create a drumbeat of communications opportunities, communications moments if you like, that can be used to keep your audiences regularly updated, and if you don't know something at that point, then tell them that you don't know and tell them when you will know. You see, people are like stock markets. They can take good news and they can take bad news, but they really struggle with no news. The second area of failure is around the importance of messaging. The tendency is to communicate from a spreadsheet with a set of one-size-fits-all messaging, assuming that everyone takes these messages in the same way, which simply is not true. So take a look at my other video in this ebook, entitled Have You Heard What I've Said?, for a deeper explanation about how this works for different audiences. Depending on our own circumstances and our own perspective, we will each take that messaging in our own way. So the lesson here is never assume that what you've said is what they've heard. So your messaging needs to be all-encompassing and sensitive rather than assuming. So if this resonates with you, please do take a few moments to read through the rest of this ebook, find out about the services we offer, some of the fabulous companies we've worked with, and some of the solutions that we provided to them. Oh, and by the way, if any of you are struggling to get your head around IR35, I'm delighted to reassure you that we are actually providing services that are IR35 compliant. So if you want to discuss how we can flatten your curve, please give us a call or drop us a line and we'd be happy to have a chat with you. Thanks for listening.